Jah Bella and Oliver, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So excited to talk to you both today. So, if for everyone listening, Jah Bella is a successful Australian OnlyFans creator who only a few years ago left an abusive relationship with her newborn daughter and was struggling to find work. And since the pandemic, she joined OnlyFans and now works flexibly with her husband, Oliver. So, guys, welcome. I'm super pumped to hear about your journey to date. And I'm actually interested to better understand how OnlyFans works. So, I have a lot of questions about that too. Yeah, let's kick it off. So, Jah Bella, I'll start with you. Take me back to the time when you were struggling to find works and you found OnlyFans. What was going on in your life?
Well, my daughter actually wasn't born yet. I was still pregnant. I think it was like the 4th or 5th month that I left that abusive relationship from Sydney and moved to Queensland because I had family there. And I realized when I got pregnant, I was like, I do not want my daughter to think that this is normal, that this is how that women should be treated. Like it was just something in me just snapped and I had to get out of there. She probably saved our lives. Like she's, and yeah, I moved to Queensland. I had to start like a whole new life, and it was a lot, but it was so good. Like people sometimes ask me like, was it so hard to be pregnant by yourself and have your baby on your own and stuff? It was a lot easier than it would have been if I was with that person before. So I was actually very happy. I had a really good pregnancy, thank God. And yeah, I had my daughter and then just magic everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, how old is she now?
She's 3. She'll be 4 in January. But yeah, she's the best thing ever.
So sweet. So, Oliver, how did you fit into the puzzle? Tell me, how did you guys meet?
Well, she found me on what was it?
Hinge.
Hinge.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just messaged me, and we just got on really well, and we started talking a lot, and then we met up the next day, I think, isn't it?
I think it was like maybe 2 days. Yeah, 1 or 2 days after we started talking.
Yeah.
I was kind of on a ban of men of some sorts. But I was still just like looking, and I wasn't really like really looking, and you just like literally popped up, and he just seemed so sweet and so genuine and so like just a great dad. He has 2 kids with his previous with his ex, and I don't know, yeah, we met up, and then we were just it was pretty like instant, right? Like we just like really
connected.
Yeah, and we hadn't found that with other people. I mean, it helps. We both have ADHD, so having a relationship with someone who has ADHD, who you both have ADHD, it's actually good because you actually understand each other a lot more.
Yeah.
Because we found out we both have ADHD together.
Together, yeah, we found that out together.
Wow.
Well.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So, yeah, we met up a couple times, and yeah.
The rest is history. Here we are. And so where were you then, Jah Bella, with your career and life? What was happening at that point when Oliver came in to the picture? Had you started working on OnlyFans? Talk to me about it.
Yes. So I was doing OnlyFans maybe a year before I met Oliver.
Yeah.
And when it came up, like, obviously I was open about what I did to anyone. And when it came up, it wasn't a thing. It just wasn't a thing. And we kind of glazed over it. He was like, oh, that's cool. And yeah, he wanted to know more about me and how I am as a person. And I really loved that and value that. And yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't
But we also bonded over your OnlyFans things as well, because I worked for some adult platforms, like crypto platforms. So I knew a lot about the adult content creating industry. And yeah, so that was fun to talk about.
Yeah,
Really.
he was responsible for replying to like some guys and stuff. So he knew exactly what it was about.
Yeah.
Guys are like online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And complete opposite, which is, yeah, he's my best friend.
Yeah, I love that. So, for myself included, and for those listening who don't really know much about OnlyFans, right? So, when you first kicked it off, was it images? So, my understanding is it's images, it's videos, people can subscribe and pay a monthly fee or something and get more content from you, and you touch base with them as well. Can you kind of like tell me what you started doing and then where you're at now as far as your content?
Okay, yeah. Actually recently looked through my archives, so I started off with just like twerking videos and stuff. Like I was wearing shorts and I wasn't actually completely nude. The first time it happened, actually, I remember that my daughter was sleeping and I had just posted something. I'd taken some videos before, and I posted some stuff and announced to people on my Instagram that I was starting an OnlyFans, and I made like a really good amount of money in a short amount of time. And I was like, this is amazing. I've been hanging out with my daughter this whole time and just made that money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started just doing stuff like that. And then I kind of experimented a little bit, like, a little bit more nude stuff. And I was actually fine with it. I just like having the control over it, and that people are paying to see me.
Yeah.
Growing up as a woman in any kind of society, you were sexualized from such a young age that it just felt like I was taking some of that power back. And like, without getting too deep into all that, yeah, it felt good. Like it really felt good. And I was, a little bit cautious about it at first, but as I go, I get more comfortable and I get more free, and it's completely up to anyone, like what they want to do, what they want to show. But yeah.
And is it that people will pay, or you could ask for more money if you are showing more nudes? And is that sort of how it is? The more risque it is, the more you can ask for? Is that how it works?
Well, it's like, it depends on the content creator.
Okay.
Herself or himself.
Yeah.
Just that what I do is that I will post some nudie stuff on my profile, which they pay. Mainly the videos are what I get PPV, so that's pay per view. So I'll send that to my subscribers on messages, and then they will pay for it if they want to see that. I'll write a description of what the video is, so they can't see it. They might get a little preview or something, and then just so they know what they're getting into, or what they're getting. Sorry, what they're getting into. But yeah, and there's so many other ways. I mean, you can charge people for like sexting. You can charge people just for even a selfie, or some people have kinks that are not really that sexual to other people.
Yeah. Like I've heard like foot fetishes and like, things like that, which is like not even, sexy to a lot of people, but
some guys like even like tickling. Like they want like a video of you being tickled or something. Like those are the ones that I really like. But
I remember the one we did on webcam, that request we
so we were on a webcam one time, and one of our first times together, and they requested a wedgie.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Oh no way!
So he had to give me a wedgie.
And they're like, that was it. Like,
yeah, that was it.
Yeah, but we didn't quite know like the payment structure.
Yeah.
So we just guessed how much charge, and
Yeah.
I think it worked out. We charged.
Oh, it was nothing.
it's
It was like
31
he
cents.
pretty much
Yeah.
got a wedgie for free.
Yeah.
We didn't understand the tokens.
So
But-
how do people then, so people will subscribe to you and your content. It sounds like you will then say, look, new videos up. If you're interested, click here. And essentially if they want to view it, they pay to view it and you receive that like click per money for each click and each view, right? That's what I'm hearing. But then how do they, if they are interacting with you and saying, hey, can you give me a wedgie video? Are they literally just like messaging you on that and then you can choose what you want to respond to? Is that how it works?
Yeah, I mean, I'm completely open. I'll tell them what I'll do and what I won't do. I've never really had anything too crazy asked of me yet.
But now I'm involved. I sort of just let my imagination run wild.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do anything that's like too crazy.
Oh, no,
that's
of
what.
course.
Yeah. So you've got your own boundaries set around what that creativity could essentially look like. And Oliver, when you were just saying that, so does that mean that the two of you are creating content together now, doing videos together, like all of that? Is you're you have joined forces in a way?
Yeah, and you find it much more enjoyable, don't you? Because you got me to do it with.
I can do it with my husband.
Yeah,
it's great. It's amazing.
We have a good time. We have a laugh doing it together.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because a lot of the time when I've read articles about couples that do OnlyFans, they're like, actually, our relationship is thriving because we're having sexiness together. We love it. It turns us on. And hey, we're getting money for it. And we're feeling so empowered that other people want to watch us, as well. So I've heard a lot of positive things. Has that been sort of your experience for your relationship even in doing this?
Yes.
So.
Yes. I even said to myself before I was with anyone, I'm like, I really don't know if I want to be with anyone unless they're going to do OnlyFans with me, or at least just like, hold the camera, or like, I want us to do it together. And I think we've like gotten closer from it in a way. And we can both do fun things together and plan together. We love planning. And I don't know. It's really good. Like,
do you ever either of you get jealous if one? Because I mean, I've seen a lot of the comments, Jah Bella, on your, even your Instagram, right? And it's like, you're so beautiful, you're so hot. Oh my goodness, fire! All of that. Like, Oliver, do you ever get jealous by the comments, or like
no,
vice versa?
Most of the time, they're talking to me.
Yeah. You're the secret star.
Yeah, he's the real star. He's the. They always say it's like the woman behind the man. It's the man behind the woman.
Yeah.
But I don't. Like, long answer short, no, he doesn't.
No,
and
we
tell each other everything, and everything's out in the open. And if someone says something a little bit weird or whatever, we just have a little giggle and move on.
Yeah.
Never had that before.
Yeah. Hey, you're onto something good, that's for sure. So question then, how far do you go with your content? Like, would you actually is it videos of sort of certain acts? Would you actually have sex on camera and show that? Like, how far do you go?
Everything and everywhere.
Okay. Yeah.
Not everything. Are you saying everything? Like, yes, like boy girl content. We do like feet stuff. We do. If I had a custom that was like a little bit weird, but not, the only thing that I'm against is dressing up as someone who's not of age. Like that is not. I can't do schoolgirl. I can't do like. We've got daughters and sons, and that's just not happening. But we're open to a lot of things, and we just talk things out, and whatever he's comfortable with, like everything.
Yeah, well, that's good in a way, because then it's just about setting whatever boundaries you feel are relevant. But hey, if you're open to it, then and Another question I had was, how does the app prevent someone from going, oh, hey, I've got this great video from OnlyFans. I'm going to do snapshots on my phone, or I don't know, and send it to a friend who's not paying. Like, can they do that, or what prevents them from doing that?
Look, there's always a way around things that people can do that, but that's like with anything. I mean, people can steal book ideas, people can steal like whatever. So, I mean, on my bio, it says that if I did find out that someone was posting my stuff somewhere else illegally, we will have legal action, and you know, it depends what it is. But we also have OnlyFans automatically will put on a watermark on your videos, so like I've heard of some girls trying to pretend to be other girls and they'll try and take their videos, but you can't because they've got their watermark on there and it's not the same as theirs. But yeah, I just have that. I don't think I've had an issue. I mean, not that I know of.
Yeah.
But even so, they're also kind of, if they post it somewhere, they're kind of helping me get more subs. So
that's true. Exactly. Yeah. Extra reach, right?
Yeah.
So Oliver, Oliver, how old are your children?
My daughter is 7 and my son is 2.
2. Okay. Yeah. So in that case, particularly the 7-year-old, right? So she would to some extent understand more about the world, than our little toddler. I've got toddlers too. I've got a 2- and 3-year-old, so I know that world quite well. So talk to me about how much does she know, for example, or do you keep it quite private?
I'm really sorry, but we need to get the charger.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
You get the charger in the kitchen.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, good call. That's better than it's just all going black.
It just I charged it all morning.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit of an old one. I don't really use my laptop. Everything's just on my phone. So
yeah. That's why I say to people, I'm like, just FYI, it's a laptop thing, because everyone's on phones these days.
I know. And it's good to have a laptop. You don't have to hold anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Might be on this side. Yeah, cool. Got it. All good.
Okay.
Awesome. So how much do you think that she knows, or do you try to keep it private?
I don't.
We don't try to keep it private.
Yeah.
But
we don't hide
obviously
anything.
we keep it separate from them. They're not
we just
around it.
Don't discuss it about it, and they don't ask questions, and they're oblivious to what's going on.
But when they do find out, we're not really worried.
No, not.
We'll talk to them about it and
be open about it.
Yeah. Like with my 3-year-old, before I met you and when I started it, there was that thing oh, my daughter, but I'm going to raise her. I was I'm going to raise her to not care about that stuff and just value good people, people who are good to you and are good to other people and whatever, and not care about their job, because I feel like it's the same as being back in the day, they used to give shit to I'm sorry. I don't know if I was.
Oh, you can swear. Oh, yes, we do it all the time.
Great. Just compare, the garbage man to a lawyer or something. It doesn't matter what you do.
Well, because we also own a cleaning business as well, cleaning Airbnbs, and the same sort of stigma with cleaners, really.
And a beauty.
Yeah, but we earn great money cleaning. Great money.
Yeah, but with anything, I feel like people are very interested in the OnlyFans and how people react to it. But it hasn't really affected us that much. I mean, we've got pretty chill families as well, so we're very lucky in that department. But even if they weren't, this is our life. We're adults and we're going to do what we want, and if you like it, that's great, and if you're weird about it, that's on them.
It's like I got my haircut yesterday and I was talking to the hairdresser about adult content work and our other businesses we do too. We're not ashamed about it at all.
We don't really hide it.
No.
And did you ever at the start, when you were kicking it off, think, oh, maybe I'll be anonymous to start with and then I'll put my name out? Or did you ever think about that, or not really?
I did think about it for sure, but then I did like research before I started, and I know that there's quite a few content creators who do make money off not showing their face, but I already had a bit of a following on Instagram, on social media.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, if they all find out that I do OnlyFans, I've got all those people to come. Otherwise, then I'd have to start from scratch. So I kind of went in with that little shortcut.
Yeah.
It worked.
And because you already, showed your face and everything, then it didn't even cross my mind that I was worried about doing it, because the only person I care about what I look like is you. Who cares about me, thinks about me.
Yeah. No, it's so true. And it makes sense if you've already got a bit of a following. I mean, look at now every man and their dog are doing OnlyFans. Did you see like Married at First Sight? Even that, what is it? That Liv chick that was like giving what's her name shit around, oh, you had an OnlyFans thing, that's so awful. And now she's come off the show and she's got an OnlyFans, everyone is doing it now. So it's so it's quite mainstream, I would say. I mean, you've got people off reality TV shows hopping on because it's an opportunity and they've got a bit of a platform or a bit of an audience. So it's interesting, I guess. And I asked the questions because it sounds like you got in probably a little bit earlier, which is probably great for your audience as well, because as the longer you stay on the platform, the more you're going to grow, right? Whereas a lot of people are sort of coming into it now, was what I'm noticing, and it's a bit more mainstream. Like, have you noticed that? Like, any changes in, like, is it a more competitive space now than it ever has been?
I think it is, yeah. It definitely is. But also, I love that more people are doing it and more people are being okay with it, and there's more people in relationships who are doing it, and it's just the stigma is like slowly but surely going away.
Yes.
So that's really good. I don't really mind competition. I'm not really about competition. I want them to make money. I want us to make money. I think we can. There's enough for everyone. Like I'm very. Yeah, I'm happy that there's more people coming on to OnlyFans and being more accepting as well.
Adult content creators, they are very closed off with each other, aren't they? They don't help each other. We've asked people to, what marketing tactics do they use, and people just don't want to discuss that with you because they don't want to help you.
I feel like that's some of them. I don't think that's all of them. There's some who are really cool and want to help you, and they want to like show you, like give you tips and stuff like that, which is great. But there is like a bunch of, it's like any industry. I mean, some people want to help you, people don't. But it's not a thing. We're not really phased by it or anything, because I've just been doing it for a while now. I forget how long I've been doing it, actually.
So just on that, even, I mean, I'm just curious, how did you even mention it to like your parents, right? Like, that's the completely different generation. Hey, I've got this thing where people subscribe and they get to see me in the nude or with my partner. Just a heads up. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I was just curious, like, how did that conversation go?
It wasn't really a conversation. It was just like,
it's more of an accident with my family.
Well, yeah, with his, I'm sorry, she's frozen. Sorry, you froze for a bit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah, no, it wasn't really like a conversation. My family's just like kind of goes with the flow on my side. Like, they don't really like, they've seen my photos, they've seen like my photos that are trying to entice people to go to my OnlyFans and stuff like that. And they like it, they comment on it, like good stuff. And I'm really lucky like that. Not everyone has that, but if they weren't okay with it, I'd probably just be like, I'm not really around them a lot. I just believe that you just need to make yourself happy. It's not about making your family happy, your parents happy and stuff. It's about making yourself happy. But It was funny though with you and your family. They didn't know till like recently. But it's not that we hid it. It's just sorry, you explain.
So I made an Instagram, and without thinking, I put in the bio, what was it? The dick that Jah Bella uses. Yeah, and I didn't think, but yeah, now we discovered that my family are following your Instagram account, and they
Followed that one too. So they know. They haven't said anything, but they definitely know now.
I changed my bio though.
Oh, yeah. So you think they know what because they've liked something or they've just or they've mentioned something in passing or
No, I just know that they're following my Instagram where I post my stuff that says OnlyFans on it. So I was just like, we just started laughing. Like we just started laughing. We were like, oh my god, we just started laughing. Yeah, like I feel bad for them that they have to see it because even when we watch our own videos, we're like it's cringy for us.
Yeah.
But it's good for people. But yeah, I feel bad for myself.
Do you watch back I mean, you'd have to watch back your videos, for editing purposes and stuff like that. Yeah. Who does that? Is that both of you involved in the editing process or how's it work?
Yeah, we both look at it. So we sometimes use some shots for your phone and then my phone will have like a few tripods going and his phone and then my phone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we both look at it together and then whenever we feel like it, because we have ADHD, we need to do things at extreme levels. So then whenever we feel like it, we'll edit for like a few hours at night.
But it does take a long time.
It does take a long time.
So
but it's fun. But yeah, it is a bit cringy. I don't really like seeing myself.
I don't mind seeing you at all.
And what about then with other parents, let's call it? So, parents from, I don't know if daycare's a thing for you guys. Have you ever sort of come across parents where they're like, oh, I recognize you or, anything like that? And how's that gone?
Yes.
That silence speaks many words.
It's just funny because it happened just recently. That's why we were like looking at it. It was really not a big deal. We just laughed about it, and it was one person who has subbed to my OnlyFans and has, seen everything. Yeah. And it was just like, and he was with me when I was like dropping our kid off, sorry. And yeah, it was just like, oh, hi, how are ya? Yeah, good. Oh, okay, bye. And then that was it. Like, it wasn't really a thing, but it was just funny because then we got in the car and I was like, baby.
So you
pop up the subs as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You recognized him as well as him obviously recognizing you, but you recognized him at the time as well. Is that what happened?
It took me a second.
Okay, yeah.
It took me a second, but I did. I won't get into why.
Okay, yeah.
But there was a couple things that made him stand out.
Okay, understood.
So yeah.
Gosh, So, but just generally then hasn't really been much of a sort of something that's, become a contentious issue for you guys. I was just curious because I'm like, I know that, back in the day, if people were doing, something a little racy, like let's say that they were a stripper or they were, it was always very quietly kept typically because unless you went to that strip club, you're not going to see that person. Yeah. Whereas now with the internet, everyone's got exposure to anything they really want. And even just, as you said, Instagram speaks millions, right? So you can sit there and look up someone. So I just wondered, given that you've got so much exposure to so many different people, whether you've sort of had a few run-ins where you've had awkward conversations and whether how you've navigated that. And I ask because I'm curious, but also there might be other parents listening as well going, hey, I've been in an awkward situation like that too. So not really from your perspective or?
Like, long story short, we don't really socialize that much.
Yeah.
We live quite remote.
We live in a little bit of a remote place. But I feel like if I did have a conversation with someone who was like, oh my God, like, I'd just be like, I don't know. Like, I've gone to the point in my life, like, I used to be so scared about what people thought of me and everything. I mean, as a woman, you are taught to be like that. So, I don't know, especially having someone so supportive like Oliver and he's like my biggest fan. So he just makes me feel so fine about it. And I don't really care what anyone else thinks. I'm happy for like the first time in my almost entire life. And no one is going to take that from me. I don't care if they want to question me or be like, oh, you do OnlyFans. I'm like,
Yeah. And I wonder as well, coming back to what we were saying at the start. I mean, it sounds like you were in a pretty tumultuous relationship, right? And I've got this vision. I mean, I don't know, and I'm not sure how open you are of sort of discussing that time.
Open.
You are, okay, because I'm just wondering, you're so strong now and, you know, you're empowered and defiant, and this is me, take me or leave it. And as you said, that this is a new place of your life, yeah? Talk to me about the old version and how you got here today.
I just cared so much about what people thought of me. I cared so much about what my partner thought about me, even though what he thought was based on a ludicrous, misogynistic thing. Like, it was just, I was very, like, my self-esteem was really low. Like, I'm still working on my self-esteem, but it is so much better than it was. This might sound a bit dramatic, but my daughter really got me out of that relationship and got me out of that this is what you deserve mentality. I needed to be better so then she could be better and she could have a way better life than I ever did, and that she would never let any person treat her the way that I was treated. So, I mean, my daughter probably saved my life, let's be honest. And OnlyFans really has helped my, it's like more like a control thing. Like, I actually finally feel like I have a bit of control, like I said before. And having Oliver, which was just like a freak thing happen. I was ready to be alone for the rest of my life. I was like, I am done. Like, this is it. I don't care. And then he came around and he has helped me immensely as well. Like, he just makes me feel like the most beautiful woman in the world. And
oh, guys.
And not just like how I look though, like he really values my personality and how I am and my quirks and the weird things that I do. Even when I'm being a little bit of a bitch, he can find something good in me, which I feel like I've never had before in my life. So that's, I don't know, it's just like a combination of things. And I wasn't going to be with anyone unless they were like Oliver.
So you were so tarnished by that previous relationship. Did you feel like you were belittled and you're not good enough and you're, you know, like, what was the dynamic in that relationship?
Yeah, so just every day putting me down, you know, saying that I'm ugly, especially when I first got pregnant. He said it a lot because, you know, I was so sick and like nauseous and stuff, and I didn't have makeup or do my hair for a while or whatever, and he would just say stuff like, I'm not going to listen to you, look at how you look, like, look at you. And that was actually the main moment where I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. This is not happening. Well, I'll have my daughter in here, she's not going to see that. So, and I used to have to like hide in rooms from him. He would leave for like days and make it seem like I was overreacting when I was having like an anxiety attack or something like that, because I do have anxiety. It was horrible. Like, now I think of it, like I'm like compared to what I have now, like I just don't, it's like a different life. And I do want women to know that you can get out. It's so hard though, because I know that they do brainwash you. They do make you feel like you're nothing, but you can get out of there. You can find someone who is so much better. And even if you don't, you're going to be so much happier on your own and just have your friends and your family or whatever you want.
Freedom.
Yes, freedom.
Why do you think you were drawn and attracted to that kind of relationship? Because do you think fundamentally deep down your insecurity was like, well, maybe I deserve this? Like, is that what I'm just trying to understand? How did you get drawn in, do you think?
Yeah, so at the beginning, people like him, he's a complete narcissist. Um, People
Yeah.
like him will pretend to be perfect
Mm,
in the beginning stages. So you're like, oh
right.
my God, like this guy is awesome. Like
Yeah.
he's being so nice, so
Mm,
attentive, like
mm.
everything. Things move quickly, and I was still quite young. I can't remember how old was I? Maybe like 24,
Mm,
23 or 24 when I met him.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's still really young, and
Mm,
I already had self-esteem issues. But anyway, he was great at the beginning, and then it gets to the point where you move in together and
mm,
you say your I love yous and stuff like
mm,
that, and they're like, oh, I've got her now, I can show my true colors,
mm,
and she's gonna stick around for that. And that's
mm,
what happens, because you're just always hoping that they're gonna return to that good person that they were
mm,
at the beginning.
mm,
You're like, that has to be his real personality. That has to be how he is. Maybe he's just going through something, and you try
mm,
and help them, and you try and like do everything to
mm.
make them feel better because they're your partner.
Yes.
And especially as women, like we have it in us and are also taught to just always support our partner and no matter what
Mm,
and blah blah blah.
yeah.
But then, yeah, honestly, like if I didn't have my daughter to
Mm,
knock some sense into me,
yeah.
I might have still been there, or I
Still.
might
Yeah.
be dead, or I don't know.
Mm,
I don't
yeah.
even want to think about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm just so, it was super hard. Like I left and traveled to Queensland where I didn't really know anyone. I had my mom and my dad,
Mm,
but it was still like a whole new life, and yeah, it was just crazy. But I'm so grateful that I did it, and
mm,
I just would really love to encourage any woman who hears this. Like, if you feel like you're being belittled or anything small, it is not in your head. It's happening,
mm,
and doesn't matter what they say. Like, whatever you feel is real, and you need to go find someone who doesn't make you feel like that and makes you feel like the most awesome woman ever, because that's
yeah.
what I have now, and it's crazy. I didn't think that he existed. I didn't
Yeah.
think that guys like that existed, but
Yeah.
But it's like
they do.
seeing men and how they look at you and how they talk to you online. It's really opened my eyes up to how men are, and
Mm.
most of them are just absolute trash about women.
He's learned very well, very well. Like I'll have conversations with my girlfriends. I'm like, yeah, oh my god, men are trash, and he's like, yes, they are.
It's just disgusting the way some of them think and talk,
Really?
and the way they treat women, and yeah.
They
Yeah,
just
we even
objectify, or is it more like, yeah, they objectify women, or is that what you're seeing, Oliver? Like when you're what you're
Yeah, yeah,
referring
for
to?
sure. Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, yeah, just not even caring about how we're gonna receive a message, or
Mm,
like, it's just weird. Like women
mm.
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
do
Some
it ever.
guys DM us just saying, "Oi, oi."
Yeah. Like he looks up the messages so it's funnier.
Yeah.
And most, like, sometimes he's gonna be replying because I'm like, I don't want to deal
Yeah.
with this. Deal with this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's, yeah, it's just it's
And
amazing.
then, and then
I like having this
save
relationship.
you from seeing the endless stream of dick pics we get.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I bet. And so do you knock back requests too? Are there some that are just so ridiculous? You're like, mate, do you get, oi, can you do this? And like, do you knock it back, or are people pretty fair when they make their requests?
I think because I show how I am, like my attitude, if you will, on things on my OnlyFans, that
Yeah.
you'd have to have some balls to like really ask me for something that was like completely ludicrous.
Okay.
Most people, I think, are actually scared to talk to me. I don't know why.
I was when we started.
Really?
Yeah, I was really intimidated by her. Yeah,
Don't know why. I was like, you are amazing. I was like, fuck.
like we didn't have sex for weeks when we first
For
met.
weeks. It was
Just
like
'cause I was scared.
over a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Yeah. Way to keep a girl hanging. So with the ones that will message you with a request, let's say, hey guys, would you do this? How do they if you're directly doing a piece of content for them, do they pay more for that? More than just a generic video? I'm just trying to understand how that works.
Yeah. So I make videos almost every day.
Yeah.
Like a couple videos every day, and I'll send those out as a bit of a lower price than the customs because it's custom for them. They may even ask for me to say their name or something like that in it. So it's a whole, like I have to get ready. I have to set up, we have to set up the tripods and the lighting and like we have to figure out how we're going to do it. And it takes a while.
Yeah.
So we charge more for customs.
So what's an example? So just for us to get context. So like a generic video, if someone clicks on it, what is an example of the price they might pay? Or that you get, or is it part of their subscription? Like, how does it?
It depends what it is, but 20 or under usually.
Okay.
Depending on how spicy it is. Really.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So maybe $20 to watch your video. That might go for what? A couple of minutes, or is it a quite a long?
It depends. I don't really. It depends, like what it is and how long. Like.
Yeah.
I try to make my videos. We try to make our videos, as long as possible, so they know they're getting like more
value
out of what they're paying. I don't want to give them like a 15-second video and charge them US. Like, no, that's They do, and I do bundles as well. So if after a while they haven't bought the singular videos, I'll like bundle like 3 or 4 of them together and then make it like a bit cheaper. That's like after a time has gone by where I can discount them. I'm not just going to discount them like a second after I send them, but
So basically a video might go for 5-10 minutes, even longer. Is that kind of on average? I know it does depend, but
I would say like around 10 minutes.
10 minutes,
5 to 10 minutes,
Yeah, so let's call it on average. We're talking kind of generic here, but $20, let's say, for a 10-minute video, let's call it. So a custom one in comparison, what's that worth? Is it like double kind of thing? Because you're having to, or more because you're having to perform based on their request?
Depends.
That depends too, obviously. But the standard, like, for instance, the other day I had someone ask me to say his name and like masturbate.
Wasn't that a dick rating one, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he also wanted me to masturbate.
Yeah.
To him.
Yeah.
And that was like almost 50 US. It was like 45 or something.
Yeah. Oh, it's all in US as well, is it? US dollars?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends. I mean, every content creator is different.
Yeah.
Just do whatever like works for you, you know.
Yeah. And you said that you are filming pretty much almost every day. So is that just around, I mean, if the kids are going to if daycare or whatever, then you've got sort of a bit of availability. Is that sort of how you work it, just based on around the kids and their schedule?
I mean, we'll never do it when they're at home.
Yeah.
But no, when they're at school and daycare, I mean, so we try to do it like in the middle of the day. I'm a morning person. He's a night person.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'll take the kids to school or whatever in the morning, and then I come back, and then he wakes up, you know, does his morning thing, and then we will make content. And then by that time, I'm just done. And then he has the energy to do all like the editing and stuff. Like I'll still do some editing, but he has more energy at night and then in the afternoons. And then we pick the kids up, and then back to our regularly scheduled channel.
Yeah. Is it full time for you guys now? As in that's your job? That's what you guys do? Or I know you've got the cleaning business as well. So between the two of them, that's it for you guys, basically.
Right.
We
do spray tanning as well.
You guys are entrepreneurial.
Well, we have ADHD, so we need to like do different things all the time. Otherwise we'll get bored.
No, it's awesome.
We need that dopamine rush. But I mean, I think almost every day. Not every day. I mean, I don't really do weekends and stuff because we've got kids. So 5 days a week. pretty much making content, whether it's for OnlyFans or TikTok or Instagram or whatever I'm doing. We are doing something.
Yeah, we don't make like porn every day.
Yeah.
Only the rest, because we get tired
and sore. Yeah. And what do your ex-partners think about this? Do they know, or what? I'm just curious.
His ex paid to subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Oh, wow.
My ex and her new partner.
Sorry.
Well,
wow.
Who she cheated on him to be with. I just don't know why you do that, because this man is like amazing.
Oh,
but whatever.
Wow.
So some tea is getting spilled.
Wow.
But yeah, she looked, and then she at the beginning, before she met me, she did, when she was in like little arguments and stuff with him, because they were still, they've got kids together and stuff. She was like, "Oh, your whore girlfriend," or something like that, and
it's just pure jealousy.
I just laughed because I was like, whatever. Like, you don't know me. Like, we could be friends, but you don't want to be friends, so that's on you, not me.
Yeah.
So, we have a great life and we get to have fun doing it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, he's very excited when it's like content day. He's like, I have ideas.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. Honestly, you guys are such a dynamic couple. I think, given all the great adversity that it sounds like both of you to some extent have been through, like to sort of come full circle. I think it's just amazing that, look, not only has this OnlyFans and finding each other experience meant that you're both sort of super empowered and looking to empower others to step outside of themselves and feel more confident in their bodies and not take shit from anyone and all of that. I think, it's actually really amazing how you've sort of just gone full circle on all of that. So I commend you both. And I do think that you do have to be that type of person. If you are going to take on a venture like an OnlyFans, you can't worry about what everyone's thinking. You have to be pretty clear in yourself, and you don't want to have regrets, right? So if you're comfortable and you know that your kids one day are going to find out or maybe see some of your content, and you're happy to have that conversation with them and empower them to do what they want, then, all power to you. And that sort of seems like where your head's at. Is that correct?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I was almost about to cry because you were being so nice. I always get so emotional when people are nice to me. I'm like,
oh, that's so lovely. So what do you think the future holds for you guys? Like, do you sort of see yourself just continuing to do, what you are both very good at, creating content? Obviously, you're entrepreneurial as well with all of your businesses. Do you sort of see that just being what you do for the next little while?
Yeah. We're happy.
Yeah.
We're not going to tweak anything until something makes us not that happy, and then we'll tweak it.
Yeah.
If we have to work, it's only for a couple of hours a day, and
it's
great.
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
So this is how we go with this ride.
Yeah, I love it. I want to hear some. Oh, sorry, go for it.
We wanted this particular type of life for ourselves when we got married, so we went and recreated that together.
Yeah,
we cultivated it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. To wrap up, I ask all of my guests this final question. So I'll start with you, Oliver. How do you think parenthood has changed you as a person?
Oh, God.
Putting you on the spot.
I'm a lot more stressed.
Yes.
Life's a lot harder in India, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why we do what we do, so we can have time to focus on them.
Yeah.
The kids are a lot like dogs and puppies. They're very cute. They're fun to play with, but
a lot of work. What about you, Jah Bella? I feel like you've spoken a bit about this, but it was your saving grace. How has parenthood changed you?
You're responsible now.
But the thing is, the first thing that comes to yes, it is exhausting and it is tiring, but what's weird is that the first thing that comes to my mind is just I'm just so happy to have her and have his kids come into our family and we have this like beautiful family together. And it's just like, it is a lot, but we're also super lucky that we're able to have kids.
Yeah.
And also that they're so like, they have such good hearts, and that's all I care about. And it's hard, but also like I keep saying, I mean, like you keep saying, we kind of molded our life around them. So even though we're doing something that's a bit, I don't know, how do you say, like spicy.
Different? Yeah, spicy. Yeah. Fire.
Yeah, it just makes it so much easier to have time for the kids and like plan stuff for them, and because we have all that extra time. Because honestly, this day and age, like, isn't like one person stays at home, one person goes to work, and that's fine. You both need to work to like keep up.
Yeah.
Everything. Like everyone is struggling, especially right now. And I'm just so happy that our kids are happy. That's all that matters. And I don't know. I'm just grateful. I'm just happy. I don't know how to.
It's something that's real sometimes. Like the stuff that's happened to us and how nice it's all lined up and slotted into place.
No, I love it, guys. Honestly, I love it. You're a powerhouse couple. So keep doing what you're doing, and thank you so much for being so open and vulnerable with your story. And for giving us a little bit of insight into your world and the OnlyFans world as well. So thanks again for your time, guys.
Thank you so much, Leonie.
Thank you.